Welcome to the Was It Good Though podcast about movies and TV shows. I am one of your hosts. I am Jason.
I am Jazz.
And this evening on our queued up as requested, we are discussing a controversial film. So before I begin, I would like to announce a trigger warning in case some of the topics that we discuss can be triggering based on the content of the film. But again, this is a podcast and we're just discussing some of the effects of course, the movie, but things that are also portrayed inside the movie. If you haven't seen it, if you don't know, there will be spoilers in this film. Please go into it blindly. Don't allow the internet to ruin it or mess up the experience, because once it gets messed up, the rest of the movie, in my opinion, probably will fall apart. But you can still hear it and watch it. But that's just my personal opinion. But yes, we are discussing A24's The Drama, starring Zendaya and what's my nigga name?
Robert Pattinson.
Robert Pattinson. Yes, The Drama. Jazz. This trailer came out. I didn't watch it. I don't know if you did, but what were your feelings and thoughts? Because this was a movie that they really tried to keep under wraps. So what was your experience with this film?
Well, Zendaya. So of course I'm gonna go see it because I'm gonna support my sister. And the trailer did not reveal anything. And because after I saw the movie, I rewatched the trailer. Because I like, for certain movies, I'm just like, okay, let me see if the trailer gave too much. The trailer didn't give anything. Anybody going into this film, even if you watch the trailer, you, in my opinion, will still be blindsided. Because when I saw it, I was just like, she had her train ran on her. Like, was she cheating? Like, what was going on? I was going that road. And obviously that's not what we got in this, but my movie theater experience, people were reacting loudly, and I was people along with others, and I was just like, wow. And so my second time watching, because I did go see this twice in theaters, kind of had the same reaction. Didn't have too many people in the theater because I saw it during the week, but yeah, it was pretty intense. But how was it for you, since you said you didn't check out the trailer?
I enjoyed it. Like I said, I prefer to go into a movie blindly. It felt as if they were trying to leave it as close to the chest as possible to allow people to watch the full movie and then get the experience of what it was, and then you see the outcome of how it played. The theater was moderate in there. You seeing people. I enjoy a movie I can talk to, or a TV show I can talk to, because I'm at this point I'm emotionally invested. And if I'm talking or telling people to do things, or needing people to do things, or people are pissing me off to make me want to do things, it's like, yeah, you got me. You did what you needed to do, to hook me into this film or TV show that we have been given. Of course, this movie is about a newly engaged couple, or couple that's about to be wedded, because they're about a week from the wedding.
Yeah.
Charlie and Emma. They are about to get married, and of course, we open up on Charlie writing his vows. And within his vows, he's just kind of explaining this relationship to his best friend, or at least college mate, or whomever. My guy was. I can't think of his name right now. I just drew a fucking blank. I was going to say his real name. I think his name Mamadou. Maybe that's how you say it. I think that's how you say it. Don't beat me up.
His name was Mike in the movie, though. Just
okay,
in case.
Mike. Okay, Mike. Okay, so you got Mike, and he's feeling this. He's listening to this story, and he's crying over this romance. But then we get Zendaya's telling her story to I, when we see it, we assume it's her friends, but we later find out that is Charlie's friends. And what did you think about this scene?
This scene made a lot of sense on the rewatch. And I will
Mm-hmm.
say this is definitely a solid film that is worth a rewatch because you got to see the people, you got to see characters' mannerisms and how they behaved in certain scenes that you may not have caught on the first
Mm-hmm.
watch. Rachel, because Rachel, like when anybody is talking about this movie within the past week since it released, Rachel has been the center of attention. Her character of
Mm-hmm.
how she was Emma's biggest op. Now, rewatch, yes, it's evident before Emma even feels the need to share what she shared. But Emma was, or excuse me, Rachel was definitely her biggest op because she just she didn't really give off that's my close friend kind of vibes.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It was just her being judgy. Emma's out with her coworker and Rachel. She's crying. Nobody's consoling her. Because if I'm out in public crying, bitch, don't let me just like, because I'm not a crier anyway. But come for me, my nigga. Like, obviously, put an arm around me or something. They just looking at her like, for real? That's your first boyfriend? Like, what? To where they're kind of like judging her a little bit. That's just the vibes
Mm-hmm.
that I got. What vibes did you get from
I
this?
got that from Rachel more so,
Mm-hmm.
as if that's something that you should have experienced, and once you get into the actual story, you understand why Emma really hasn't experienced a lot of things. She was shut off. She was closed off to a lot of people. She had trust issues. She had a lot of issues with just people around her in general. So that wasn't a thing. And you would think, but again, I'm not sure what Rachel issue really was. But then it kind of, as you get into it, there was some what is it? Some microaggressions in there because she even had them towards her own husband. As you keep going into this story, because she was, talking about he was raised with guns. Why was I raised with guns? Like, what does that mean? And no, I was not. Like, are you crazy?
Like your uncle had a bunch of guns, bitch. He was a cop. like
Is you dumb? Like but that also, not begs the question, but it's one of them things where she was a Karen. She was the true definition of what I would consider a Karen. Just that Caucasian person who needs to be the center of attention, whether it's emotionally, physically, mentally, like how I feel is the thing that matters the most out of everything
mm-hmm.
in this moment. Selfish, unable to look beyond yourself, because she did this to her husband, she did this to Charlie, she did this to, I think the lady name was Sam in the wheelchair. like
Yeah.
like how she felt about everything had to be the center of every different piece or movement in here. And before, like I said, before we get into the what the drama really is, there's more drama we need to get into that's surrounding this film. I don't know if you looked into the backstory, but what did you think about the Karen of it all?
As in Rachel or
Yeah,
because
yeah, yeah. The kid, yeah, yeah, right. It's like just that part of it.
so her character, I was very um it was
Disgusted.
triggering. I was disgusted. I was triggered. And
Shoot off.
I you said what?
You want the shoot off?
I mean, like where the blicky at? Like, you know what I'm saying? I was like, if anybody needed a bullet in this movie, that one right there needed it. Because it was just, she was just so nasty towards Emma. And I agree with you 100%. She made it all about her. You know what I mean? It's just like when somebody is telling you, no, I don't want to discuss this. And when that person is your husband and you're like, no, just do it anyway. I'm sorry. That shows that you don't really have much respect for him. But that also shows he don't choke you enough and put your ass in line. Oops. Sorry. I guess that. But I mean, no, actually, no. No. Obviously, he don't choke you enough because if he did, you would have known to get in line, especially in front of friends. It's like, bitch, don't bring this up. we said we wouldn't bring this story up at all, but you felt the need to do that. So she was hella selfish and she used people like Sam to help push her argument when it was like, nah, you don't need to do that. And she also didn't take accountability. She didn't see anything that she did was wrong when her actions probably carried more weight than somebody's thoughts. So, yeah,
So the director, the writer director, Christopher Borgli. I guess that's how you say it. I'm not sure. I really don't care. Did you see the history of him in this by chance?
I did not, but I did hear there were conversations happening
Hmm.
about him. So I'm not sure of any context.
So, of course, this week it did come out, or last week, whatever it was, it came out. Off subject, but on subject. Brandy, she released her memoir. And in her memoir, of course, she went over a lot of different things, the tragic car wreck, that she was in, um, some of her relationship with Monica, but she also revealed the relationship that she had with Wanye, or Boys to Men. Of course, in this memoir, she said she had a relationship when she was 16, he was 22, and she felt as if he manipulated her. Different countries, different places have these different rules and things as it pertains to the age. And of course, you have what's morally acceptable and you have what's legally acceptable in these different places. And the director had a May December relationship. If you're not familiar with the term, it is there is a same kind of same exact concept that we talking about there, but he had a memoir as well where he wrote about him dating a girl who was 16 when he was 26, and how they had this summer relationship, and he would sneak out the window when the parents was home, and how she would come over at different times. And this is a memoir that he wrote when he was 26. And I'm not saying I don't know why he wrote it, because you should, because clearly you didn't think anything was wrong with it. But he also, like I say, looked up, but he took the Woody Allen approach, because Woody Allen kind of did the same thing, dated a young girl.
Wasn't his that what Woody Allen wasn't that his niece?
I believe so, if I'm not mistaken. If I'm not mistaken, these people are kind of sick, kind of crazy. But he also, um, that's where I got the age and translation thing. He felt as if their relationship shouldn't, I mean, that was legal, so there wouldn't have been a problem. But the age gap in between them,
Woody
what you got?
Woody Allen, he married his adopted daughter.
Yeah, 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 kind of crazy, kind of sick, kind of sick. But he felt as if there shouldn't have been an issue with that. But that is insane. So definitely want to make sure I want to highlight that, because
He was 27 and she was 16.
26 and she was 16. So there was
So
a 10,
10 years.
there was a 10-year difference, but she was definitely not of age. And he was hiding, but he wrote about it and publicly posted it. So yeah, people be crazy. People be crazy.
People be killing folks, writing about it in books. People be having relationships with kids,
Forgot
writing
about
about it
that.
in books.
Yeah, like
Y'all,
some of y'all need to.
y'all fucking sickos. Yeah, I'm judging. I
Emma
don't
should have.
care.
Emma should have ran through y'all houses.
And I look back.
So, Jazz, my question to you:
Oh
uh,
shit.
your darkest secret.
I was hoping this would be asked, not recording.
I don't,
So,
I don't, I don't want to know it, but go ahead.
oh,
Yeah,
no, finish your
I don't
question.
want to know it. So, my question was more so: would you trust your person with your darkest secret?
So when I was watching this movie, I was trying to think what my darkest secret was. And I don't think I have anything on the scale of what Emma had or what Rachel had.
It don't. So it doesn't have, so when it comes to weighting scale, it doesn't have to be that, but it can be something that was so impactful to you that you can be embarrassed by that moment. You've never said it, or it could have been something that you've seen that you've never told anybody,
Right.
or just
I mean, I would
you
say
could have been selling
yes.
your feet online and lying
Well,
about it to me.
that's but that's just a narrative. I don't even people think that's a fact. So, but it's not. Like, I just don't have the patience to do that. If somebody tells me where I can do that and not have to be nude, then I would be like, yeah. I think probably the lie was just like, Jazz, you got our OnlyFans and that shit popping for real and not have a full-time job. But I don't even think that would be like a crazy lie. I don't think. Unless somebody be like, you didn't tell me because I could have subscribed. That would be them pulling a Rachel's like, oh, so you made this about you. But I would say I would want to be able to tell my person my darkest secret and trust them with that and
Hmm.
for them to not judge. And I
Hmm.
think that's the biggest thing. But then it's also secrets to where this movie kind of tells you, regardless if you have a person or not, some shit you just need to take to the grave. And I guess let me ask you, Jason, if
Hmm.
you had a person and they had secrets where they're just like, I would rather not tell you, I would rather take those to the grave, would you respect that decision or would you feel away?
I would respect it, honestly. Like I said, I feel like I have too much grace in certain situations. I'm way more understanding than most people probably would be. I'm definitely an Emma. I would definitely have grace for situations where I don't necessarily, or where I'm not necessarily getting the grace. Yeah, I don't think I would have an issue with that personally. And like I said, I respect people boundaries and how they feel about those or in those situations or moments. Yeah, I'm not gonna force you like Rachel.
Right.
And I'm not gonna judge you if you talk because if you felt as if you had to tell me, like I'm like I and also it also depends on how you're telling me because I'm always like I'm gonna say necessarily not get nervous. I'm gonna crack a joke, but I can talk about anything and I can make a joke of anything. And you may be, and I'm like some stuff I'm probably not, but depending on where it is and where it goes, I probably wouldn't judge you unless it was like on some, um, if a kid was harmed, yeah, we gonna it's gonna be a problem. But beyond that, I can't think of too many more things that that'll be too crazy that I wouldn't. Um, yeah. So next question: Is there something hmm, besides um, sexual assault or dealing with the kid that they could tell you where you'd be like, I need to contemplate us continuing beyond this our relationship continuing beyond this.
Yeah. I was trying to think where I would draw the line. And like you said, sexual assault, of course, rape, doing anything with a child. The school shooting thing is like a
A lot of people feel that way about it. I'm just like, I don't know. I don't think I would feel so.
I so
And and also, is it because they said it? Because how many? Because let's just.
if we're
I'm
gonna
gonna.
go if we're gonna go there, let's you gave a warning at the beginning of the episode, and we're both Americans. This is where we are from here, and we are very well aware of how this country treats its gun laws. It's a top tier. People love it. People choose it over children's lives.
You said the gun laws.
RIP
I'm
to
gonna
all
say
those.
the way they treat school shootings, like it's goddamn,
No,
like we
I mean
desensitized to it as well.
that's what I'm saying. It's like they majority of folks in this country would rather protect gun laws and actually have stricter gun laws because you had like we have become very desensitized to mass shootings in this country. The fact that
Death.
you had Sandy Hook, the fact that you had the Post nightclub, the fact that you had the fucking concert in Vegas where people are being killed. You know what I'm saying? And the shooting at the grocery store because somebody wanted to start a fucking race war. You Dylan Roof in fucking South Carolina. It's so many examples. And so when you see a child, because Emma was a child, 15 years old, and from the mouth of Mike, a 15-year-old brain is not fully developed until they're 25. So a 15-year-old who was going through depression, who was being bullied at school, who was dealing with so many things that did not have their parents around them to help them, did not have a community. They are easily to be radicalized, especially with all the stuff that's on the internet. So I don't even know where the fuck I was going with this, with what I was saying. I pulled a Brit, but I mean, I don't even. What was the question? I'm
White
sorry.
supremacy.
I was like, I was about to cook, and I was like,
Um.
wait,
So
what was
wait, the
on the
question.
menu?
Is there something that someone could that they would do beyond,
Right.
sexual assault or
Oh,
dealing
yeah.
with kids?
Okay. Okay. So if somebody at my big age of, and if they told me when they were 15 years old that they thought about that and they explained everything that they were dealing with at that time, I personally feel like I would be very understanding, especially if the years that I've known them never saw any aggression,
Mhm.
never saw any patterns. Because it's one of the things to where it's like, if people were fully transparent with you, would you be able to handle their truths? And I feel like that's one of the messages from this movie. Are you
Mhm.
able to handle people's truths? Obviously, Charlie was not able to handle it that last week.
It's that, but I wouldn't have even played the game. Like,
I
not
wouldn't have
with,
pulled that card.
I wouldn't have played that game with nobody but my partner. That's
I
not
agree.
something that I would give to anyone else, unless I felt as if I was close with these people. And I don't know if she felt as if she was. She was had been so closed off, and maybe she felt as if she was super comfortable. But then at the same time, she felt super. It's like it was almost like damn here damn type situation. But that's not a here
Yeah.
damn
It's not. It's
a
not.
conversation. And within this, what I was going with that was I feel as if um we all have dark thoughts at different times. There's been things that, and you don't know this. Well, I think I've told you. I'm like quick, like anger in my is a quick is it was very quick for me. It is a thing for me where I have to like count. Like if I get too mad, like I have to count down a lot of deep breaths, a lot of breaths, a lot of big breaths, like box breathing, just different things to calm myself down because when I get mad, like I'm mad and it gets dark, dark, dark. I've never done anything. I have punched through my windshield. But hey, I was kind of upset and road
I
rage
feel
kind of
like we've
pissed
all
me.
punched at a few things, right?
Yeah,
Have
yeah,
we?
yeah, yeah.
I thought
Yeah,
that
that
was regular.
wall. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Oh
yeah.
yeah. I punched the door in my college dorm and put a
Mm,
hole in it. And I was like, y'all, I need y'all to help me fix that shit. Or they're
yeah,
gonna charge me.
yeah. I
Went to
done.
Home Depot, tried to fix it. And the way that the way that it was set up, and Rumi remembers this because she helped me. It looked as if somebody was coming in to fix it.
Hmm.
So when they checked my room at the end of the semester, they did not even see it. And Jason, like, you if I gotta see if I can find a picture. You can be like, Jazz, what the fuck? I'm be like, yeah, nigga, like I don't know how they missed that. Didn't get charged for it at all.
Man, I think
Yeah,
they be knowing. So I think we all have it, but it's those intrusive thoughts. We can't allow those intrusive thoughts to win. And as you said, if you don't have a community around you, if you don't have someone you not necessarily dump on, but some people to dump on, um, someone you can actually talk through these different things or just have other outlets to be able to alleviate how you're feeling in those moments, it can become Emma. But I want to get into the different secrets that the people had, which of course Mike, which I feel as if these moments characterized who these people were at this point. Because Mike pretty much was a bitch. A dog was trying to get him and his girlfriend at the time. I'm gonna say fiance, girlfriend at the time, and he used her as a shield. Kind of let you know
Mm-hmm.
just his character moving forward. Rachel, her secret was there was, I'm gonna use her words, slow kid that she locked in a closet. Right? It was a
Yeah,
closet
in a trailer, a RV that had been abandoned in the woods.
in an abandoned trailer. And not only did she lock this kid in a trailer, she told no one. She went to no one. That's so much that they had to do a search party to find him, and she never said a word till this day. So I don't know how. I think Emma was 30, right? So it had to be
Yeah.
at least 15 years. So 15 years, never said nothing, allowed that situation. So we just building the characters for y'all, just so y'all see the type of people that we are dealing with. So then you have Charlie. Charlie's a liar. Charlie has never done a thing. Charlie has never done a thing, which is fine. Okay, he's a good boy. That's perfectly fine. He was cyberbullying, whatever. I thought the twist was going to be he bullied her, but that's not where it went. But that's definitely where mine went. I was like, oh shit, was he the one that did it? Um,
Mm.
but him lying is where it began to. You can kind of see he's not unraveling, but you can see he's not the most together person because he really couldn't come up with anything to reveal. But then you come into Emma, the new person to this friend group, and she reveals that, as Jazz told us already, she was depressed, she was going through things, and she thought about committing a school shooting. And in this, the only thing that stopped her from doing it was because she even went as far as to bring the weapon to school, but she didn't use it. And one day, um, someone else committed a school shooting, and this is what kept her from doing it. And when this happened, it ended up turning her around and making her a gun activist. So she spoke out against guns. She threw the gun that she had, which her father, who was a military man, gun into the lake.
Yeah.
Because she was teaching herself how to use it. That's so that she blew her own eardrum out, blood everywhere. So she
Mm.
was deaf moving forward, and that can we learn that she's deaf in the first scene of the movie because Charlie is trying to talk to her, but she couldn't hear him because she's deaf in that ear.
Yeah.
She only can hear it out of the other ear. But Jay, how did you feel about how did you feel watching this scene?
The scene of Charlie walking up to her,
No,
or
her revealing her secret.
so like I said earlier, I was just like, I thought it was she cheated on Charlie and had a train ran on her or some event like that. But like the school shooting was just like, oh shit. And then I was just like, damn, like how would I react if one of my friends said this to me across the table from me? And then I was just like, well, everybody said they did something that they physically affected somebody else. But her secret was something that she thought about doing. And the only person that actually was affected by it was her when she was, you know,
Hmm.
trying to shoot the gun and she lost her hearing in her right ear. But I do enjoy how this film was able to illustrate and do the flashbacks with seeing the things that she dealt with. And I say it like, because like online, you see stuff where it's just like, oh, bullying works sometimes. But then sometimes bullying will push you to the edge, especially if you're younger. Like I would hate to be a kid with how social media is now. You know what I mean? Like with us growing up, niggas wasn't bullying on Black Planet. Hey, they wasn't bullying on MySpace. Like you go to somebody guest book, you like, what's up? But now it's like such a higher level of it.
Mm-hmm.
And with her making the videos and everything, and I was just like, okay, this is a child, no siblings, her family's not there, and it's just like, well, I can kind of see how she can probably slip into that. She was fascinated by guns, but then when you saw how community was able to switch her, where even she said it, she's like, I woke up from a bad nightmare. And so it's kind of one of the things to where if y'all niggas can sit up here and continue to listen to R. Kelly with the shit that he did physically, that's too much. Okay.
No, it's not.
But
It's
I mean,
not. It's a
it's
it's a, it's a real thing. I think I'm always interested in seeing, the psyche of people because people do because people are so
they have their different levels of what they're willing to tolerate.
they cherry pick. They cherry pick
Oh,
what they cherry pick
yes.
what exactly, they're gonna, especially if they like you. If they like
Oh,
you,
bird
they will
box.
allow because you kind of see where, we've been seeing it here recently, J. Cole. He said he wasn't going to kick Diddy while he was down. So he didn't want to tell the story of the fight that they got into. So he didn't want to talk about that because he was already down. Or you have like Usher comes out and him saying that his relationship with Puff is different. And then then you see the thing where people say I don't expect a person's friend to you know say anything negatively about them, but it's almost like, man, but like if that affected you in any kind of way, then you may feel differently. And sometimes I feel like, is it wrong to think or say out loud? Because like if I knew somebody that I seen it, that's not a thing that you can really avoid because there's video proof of it. The other stuff you can't really speak to, but there is video proof of this happening. So you just often see, like I said, people cherry picking certain things, or people will go hard towards one person, but they will this one I'm going, wait, it should like it should be this way all the way around, or either one, you should shut the fuck up and you shouldn't speak toward or about this at all, or if you're gonna speak about it for everybody. And it's like I said, we kind of pick and choose which celebrities we like and which ones we don't, and X, Y, Z. But it's just I think that's a people, an American, or I think that's a people problem. I don't think that's an American problem. I think that is um, a people thing.
Yeah, I definitely think that's a depending on what type of character that you have.
Mm-hmm.
And it's my thing is like I feel like it's okay to call out and hold people accountable for their actions.
You should.
I think that's completely fine. And it's not like a, oh, you want nobody to call you out. Like, no, I actually encourage it because I'm not gonna always get it right. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? So it's just like sometimes having friends hold you accountable, people in your circle to call you out, like, all right, you moving kind of suspicious right now. Like, what the fuck is going on?
Suspicious.
Because well, that's probably the wrong term. You're moving
No,
uh
you just it's not. I get.
in different behaviors to where it just like it doesn't seem like it aligns with your values to where
Mm-hmm.
it's just like what's going on. And so it's good to have those people that kind of put you back on track because if you have people around you that's just like yes men,
Mm-hmm.
how do you know
Mm-hmm.
about your behavior? You know what I mean? And so
If people are pacifying and allowing you to
right.
do different things, or yet like you said, yes man. But one thing before we move off of this that I did want to bring up, because one of them that, well, not one, but one thing that I often see people do is when they attack people, like Christians or people that believe in something religious. It's like, you know that person seems, or it looks as if they put them on this pedestal of what they can and can't do because they read the Bible. But the other person, the opposite person that's judging them, does everything under the sun, but they don't have, it's like, but you don't have a moral value to yourself, but because this person goes to church or this person reads the Bible, they should be looked at in a different light from you. Is that how you feel about it? Like, do you see them higher than you, or do they, or is they? Because it's one thing is if the person from the church is speaking down to another person, but it's another thing for the person that's not to speak about them as if they see themselves in a higher spot, and that's something I always just kind of thought about too. In that, um, yeah, I think that's always an interesting concept to me.
So I'm trying to see if I understand what you're saying. Are you talking about someone speaking that is not active in the church or active within a certain religion, how they're speaking down on people that are heavily or heavy in the church?
Or somebody that believes in the church more so, because sometimes you will see, they'll say, this person, you read the Bible, so how are you doing XYZ? And it's like, you do XYZ. Like, just because I read the Bible, I can indulge in both things. But you read the Bible, like, but wait, that doesn't change. And it's always like they always just attacking the person because they do it. They always looking for the gotcha moment. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's
Right.
weird, and that's weird to me as well. Like, you can't always
Okay.
call a person out for whatever they doing when you do everything up under the sun. Like, we all are people trying to figure out life, and if I use this book to have some kind of moral code, moral whatever, because I believe in it, that allow me to. Like, it shouldn't be a thing of I'm gonna call you out because I know you do XYZ. The people at church, whoa, don't do that. Let's not do that. We all doing something. We all trying to figure it out here, man.
Yeah. I think with that, there is a stigma on individuals that are heavy in the church and heavy in the
Mm-hmm.
Bible to where it's just like, oh, well, you have a certain type of persona or image that you're trying to withhold or trying to
Upkeep.
show others.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like, wait, you go to Bible study, you at church every Sunday, but now you at the club doing this, and this,
Mm-hmm.
to where it's kind of like the confusion is there. But I also feel like you can definitely still have your faith and shake your ass a little bit because I
Ratchet and righteous and ratchet is
I
what they
I
say.
I feel like sometimes people, regardless of what side are you on, weaponize religion
Mm-hmm.
or to
Mm-hmm.
use it to push their narrative and message to where it's just like, oh, well, if you're reading the book this way, this is how you're supposed to behave. And I'm like, wait a minute, nah, player. I don't know who you serving, but the high power for me, the sense of humor is at an all-time high. And we be laughing over here.
Don't
So
my thing is, don't police me if I'm not policing you. That is my only stipulation with any of that. I don't judge the next person for what they do as long as, again, they're not harming kids, they're not sexually abusing people, and you're not just out here committing crimes towards, people. Steal something from Walmart, do that.
if you
But
breaking into cars and you at church every Sunday, I'm gonna be like, and you breaking into cars at the church, I'm like, then I'm gonna look at you like,
yeah, I'm judging. I'm judging.
like,
I'm a
okay,
judge.
so
I'm a judge.
you need to get arrested. Where's the security? Arrest that nigga after he gave his offering. But I mean,
Yeah, I'm 100%. I 100% agree with that too. I 100% agree with that too. But yeah, no. But of course, like I said, within this, Charlie goes crazy. This leads Charlie to go crazy after finding out this secret, man. Which, I mean, I get it to an extent, because it's just like, who is this person? Who is this woman? Like, you would be willing to, go and harm someone. Like, I don't really know if I know this person, and I can get how we could play on the site, because you begin to unravel a bit.
maybe my sense of humor and my attitude is just so dark. So I mean, all right, let
Oh
me be
shit!
serious.
What you
Nope,
do?
nope,
What
nope.
you did?
Man,
What you would?
no, I ain't done that, but I'm be like, I'm gonna ask questions.
Of course.
I'm definitely gonna ask questions. I'm be like, all right, so let's get some drinks. We're gonna have a questionnaire tonight, and we're gonna have a movie on, a slasher, nothing with guns, and I'm gonna ask you every question. Of course, after they've calmed down, because in that moment you could see how she felt extremely uncomfortable because she didn't think it would fuck up the mood the way that it did. But she was drinking, and I don't think Rachel's reaction, she expected that.
Mm-hmm.
And then the fact she was like, my cousin was a survivor of a mass shooting. She said, no, I didn't. And I'm feeling like if she did know that, she damn sure wouldn't have told you that.
Mm-hmm.
But
You may have forgot.
um I don't know if you were somebody who planned a school shooting at 15 that you would forget your bridesmaid had a cousin who had a school shooting cousin, or a survivor, that a school shooting survivor cousin. Like that just seemed like a detail that you don't really.
I like the process. I like the detail of her not telling her because it makes the Karen angle so much more better
You
for
mean
me.
telling Sam?
Um, Rachel never told Emma and Charlie
Oh,
about
yes,
this.
yes,
That
yes,
makes
yes.
that angle a lot better
Yeah,
because it's like, no, that was never a thing. Oh well, now you know.
right.
That's not how that worked.
People be trying to pull that card. But I think with her being able to answer his questions, but he just couldn't get it out of his head. And then when you had, so the cinematography in this,
Hmm.
very good. But also learning the backstory of the writer director kind of makes it creepy a little bit, because you did see a young Emma with a older Charlie in scenes where they're taking pictures and shit. So that was a bit creepy.
Hmm.
Now, like, putting that together, but with him having flashes of Zendaya with a gun and magazines with a gun and little young Emma with a gun, like, he was going crazy in that. So would you have spazzed out the way that Charlie did, or were you just
I would not have spazzed out at all. Um, because I mean, like I said again, that would have been one of the moments where you can have that vulnerable talk with them to be able to get a better understanding of them, where their mind was, where they are today, and how you could possibly help them moving forward,
yeah?
as opposed to just, looking at them as this person. Um, but some scenes she wasn't helping. Like the one behind your head, she didn't help the circumstances. But he should have been honest at the same time.
I understand why she did that.
Of course you do.
Yeah.
You
And
love the
that's
drama.
yeah, yeah. Because when I saw it, I was just like, oh, she tapped into her Malcolm and Marie right there.
Yeah.
Shout out to the Zendaya. But and then she didn't even ask the question, because she went in there to ask him a question. Then she was just like, no, she scared his ass. But they couldn't even have sex. He was just
Which was
in the
supposed to
zone.
be some of the greatest. It was the greatest. Some of the best.
Wait, what?
Remember, he said that was some of the best sex he had ever had. Like that was what he was going to put in his speech. But then, because of him finding this out, like he couldn't even get up no more.
She was like, all right, you need some help. No, I got it. Yeah, all right, nigga. No, you need some help. Couldn't ain't do nothing. What'd you think about them having their moments of let's start over, and then the song that played?
Song was dope. Them trying to start over initially, like you could say they were just going through the motions. It was not going to work because one, they needed to actually sit down and talk everything out. But they were trying to pretend as if everything was okay and that they're getting through it. Clearly she was in it, still in it. He was checked all the way out. He was spiraling uncontrollably. Uncontrollably.
Yeah. I was like, damn, Charlie. And then of him going to his friends that were there when she said that, like he was talking to too many people about this situation.
Yeah, well, yeah,
There was
yeah,
no reason for his coworker to know anything about this.
yeah, yeah.
But you could get it up for her.
I mean, he didn't put it on her. But he did get it
He
up
was
on her.
very close.
Was that sexual assault?
So from where I was sitting, both times I saw this in theaters, I would say no, because they was kissing. I mean, he busted out, he fucked up her blouse, but she was kissing him back. And then when he turned her over, she lifted up her dress. So she bent over like she was ready to take that cock.
I will fight you.
Did you see it any other way? I mean,
No, I was just curious. In that, and I think her name was Misha.
what did it look like to you?
Um, a little bit at first, because it
A
was
little
like
bit of
he
sexual assault?
a little bit. Because he turned her around and she just had her. It's like she was like, "Oh, here we go again," like she's been here before. That's what it almost seemed like she's just looking straight ahead. I'm just like, well, I guess she's just gonna take it from the back, I guess, you know. But then she was like, oh, "You fucked up my shirt," like, jeez, like, and then she went to the wedding.
So, yeah. Ugh. Did I read that scene wrong? I thought she was just ready to take the dick because, especially with 5 minutes
She
earlier,
she could have, but she went to the wedding, and
right?
that's why I'm like, maybe not. I could have seen it wrong. Um,
I would have took her invitation back.
I was like, yeah, don't come to the wedding. You can let
Yes.
that go. Yeah,
Yeah.
he had too many moving variables going on. At the wedding. Yeah,
I'd have been like, so you and your man, don't worry about coming. I just don't think it needs to be.
yeah. We good. We good over here. We good over here.
But and then he was just like every scene where she had maybe like a aggressive outburst,
He
he
was
just tried to
scared.
link that back to yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's a. I mean, again, it's a week before the wedding. You have so many. You're getting cold feet. Well, some people get cold feet, but cold feet is a thing. So you have so many different pieces moving. He erased his vows. Like he got rid of them. I'm assuming. I don't know if he was going to try to remember them, or if he was going to go in there and read. Go in there and read them, which he probably should have read them. But okay, whatever. Um, yeah, it was just too many different movements. What about the DJ? Would you have fired the DJ? Which was perfect because it does move. It was for the plot, but it made
Right.
sense.
So I because I remember uh me and Lo were talking about this in the Discord. I would assume they interviewed her. They checked out her music selection. She was not high in any of those times that they met. So
Hmm.
no, I would not have fired the DJ because anytime we had an encounter, and let's just say we don't know this, but let's say hypothetically that she was recommended to them.
Hmm.
So somebody else used her. So maybe she only get high when she's not working, but she's sober when she is working. And which is what a lot of people are doing. So
Yeah.
it's just like heroin. No, I mean, I would prefer them not to smoke heroin, but did you smoke heroin during our interview? No.
That's your vice of choice. All right, man. Go
Yeah,
go go have
that
fun.
that's wild. And she seemed sober when they talked to her.
Hmm.
So yeah, I know I would have, especially if I would have tried to find a backup DJ, but if I was not able to find one,
Hmm.
then no, I wouldn't have fired her. Would you have fired her?
I don't think so, but I definitely would have had a conversation with her. It seemed as if they knew her a little bit, but if they knew her, I guess you would have a conversation. But
Be like, hey
yeah,
girl, so
I seen you.
check
I
this
seen you.
out.
I seen you on the street. You good?
But also, she don't seem like she would have been upfront about it. And that's where I would have been like, had my plan B in place if I did approach her about it to be like, okay, so this bitch is lying because I know I synced you, but you can't be honest, so you can go ahead and pack your stuff up.
I think that's fair. I think that's fair, man. But of course, someone spearheading all the actual drama, Rachel character. where she is now the victim of of Emma's truth, and her just being using this against her, just talking crazy about her to Charlie. Like I said, she already put her husband out there as well, but there's no world, there's no rhyme or reason for her to be speaking at my wedding. There's no way she would have had anything to say at my wedding where people could hear her in front of everybody.
I agree. I agree. Mike was out of pocket for letting her speak. But like you said, he was a bitch. And
Hmm.
he knew that Rachel had issues with Emma.
Hmm.
And so it's just why, oh God, her her speech was so cringy because she was just like, when Emma asked me to be her bridesmaid, I was like, you don't have any friends? And no, she doesn't. Because if she did, they would be here. If she did, she wouldn't have picked you. Like you do all of this shit on her wedding day, like malicious as fuck. And you can have an issue with me, but have your issue with me. Just don't fucking show up. Do not
Hmm.
ruin one of the most important days of my life because I felt the need to confide in you for something that I did 15 fucking years ago. And you destroy one of the most important days of my life. Like Charlie fucking it up, that's about to be my husband, so we can get that figured out. But you, like, nah. Yo, if Emma had the blinky on the leg and just said, you know what? Like, I'm just like, oh, Rachel, man. I got to get the actress's name because she fucking ate in this role. She did too good of a job. Uh, Alana Haim, she did. You did a great job, sis. Congratulations. Oh, she was in one battle after another. Okay. I'm not sure who she was in that, but now I feel like if I rewatch, I need to look out for her because yeah, I I could not stand her character at all whatsoever. So
Man, yeah, she was yeah, it was easy. Maybe is she a singer or something?
she was Mae West in one battle after another, and her name is before Regina Halls. She must have been important.
Mm,
I don't remember her character. Now I gotta look. Well, I
maybe
gotta read
did she was she the one that was with the kissed what's his name?
who.
Uh Wood Harris.
I don't know,
Hmm.
but
But also
no, that can't be her. That was a younger white chick. No, I gotta rewatch. I gotta see. I gotta see
gotcha.
who she is.
So outside of that, you have the dad. The dad, he gives his speech where he kind of contextualizes everything that was going on with Emma. He kind of reiterates everything that we kind of have been learning because of course it go a lot of flashbacks for her as a kid and just her turning over a new leaf and finally giving up the gun, and he kind of tells that there was a gun that went missing, and as he's doing his speech the DJ is trying to fix the music and the shot goes off, and that is the craziest jump scare that you can have in the middle of a film about shootings. Like, oh my God, I think I was hit because I was like, nigga, did somebody in the theater just get crazy? I don't know. Um,
Yeah,
but yeah, that was placed perfectly.
it was. It was. I'm sitting here like,
My chest.
am I gone? And the fact that there was a shot of the wedding as if it was a shooting that happened at the wedding and you saw guests running out of the shot.
Hmm.
Like,
Maybe that was. I think that was Charlie's thoughts though. Like that's what he was
yeah,
saying.
yeah.
That way I was like, man, this if this the way this movie go, this is going to be crazy. Um, Oh, but also, Misha's the they're losing it at the wedding. They're losing it. Charlie and um Emma go into a room, and she felt as if she heard Misha at the bathroom telling people about the shooting. And she was like, and Charlie told her, no, that's not what happened at all. There's no way. Nobody. I've told nobody. And I don't think Rachel is telling anybody anyway. She was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to bring you in here and we going to figure this out. This is what people expect Xavier's wife to do with Tarabi at some point. But yes. Jazz, what did you think about
I
this?
said, Charlie, run. But see, what Charlie should have did if he was slick, he would have cut Misha off before she started talking and to say, Misha, did you hear anything about a school incident? Conversations happening to where he would have been able to guide that conversation to give Misha context. And I know that sounds very premeditated of, oh, you trying to cover up the fuck shit that he did the day before? Yes, but you're at your wedding, so you got to come up with some type of solution. Because Misha was just like, whoa, whoa, he kissed me. And we both looking at the shooter. I mean, the person who's thinking about shooting 15 years ago. Emma said, what? And then when it comes to find out that Misha was just like, so he asked me about the whole school shooting situation after he lied to Emma. She said that was fake, right? Emma looked at Charlie. Charlie looked at Emma and was just like, ah. And throughout all of this, Emma kept her composure. That lets you know who she was 15 years ago is no longer present
Mm-hmm.
because you gave her multiple reasons
To get the ammunition.
to get the ammo and light your ass up. Y'all on her the week of her wedding,
Going crazy.
and when Mike got up, he said, "And words from the bride." She said,
Mm-mm. We good. But that
"Wow,
nigga chose to speak. And the cringe
yep,
set in. So everything cause he, oh my, he just goes back through everything and he just regurgitates it up until the bad sex scene. And he did the hand motion in front of her family. And I was just like,
my theater
oh,
said, "Oh no!" Like when he said it was when he said, "Even if you kill somebody, I would still love you." My theater reacted. The sex, my theater reacted, and when he said Misha, my theater reacted.
man.
That
And of
nigga
course,
started glitching. He was just
I
like,
was like, Bruce, pull it together.
right.
Come on, Bruce.
Edward, sit your ass down, please. Yeah,
I think his name was Blake, right? Was that the boyfriend?
I
Blake?
think it was Blake
Yeah,
head
Blake.
butted him.
Blake was not having it. He ends up beating his ass. And the MVP of this movie, definitely damn, it's Francis, which is the photographer. Because when they met her the first time, he said, I'm going to shoot the parents. I'm going to shoot the grandparents. I'm going to
Yo,
shoot you. I'm going to
my
shoot you.
theater
I'm going to
was
shoot.
laughing, man.
And of course, at this wedding, she is captivating. She's grabbing all the pictures. The only miss in this movie for me personally is those pictures should have been the end credits. It
Oh,
probably would have felt like The Hangover, but this would have been the perfect moment to get those. But I understand the integrity to keep it out of the film. But if you would have given us those pictures, this probably would have been a 10 out of 10 for me.
giving us that while the credits are rolling
Yeah.
to where we're watching it and then like throw pictures and video from the wedding.
Yeah.
That would have been dope.
That is, yeah. Yeah, man. But is there another scene that you want to talk? I know we didn't do the actual finale, but is there another scene that you
Um, nah, I think we were able to pretty much cover it for sure. Like this, uh,
should have been a review?
nah, hey man, it's a lot of stuff to put out there. So I'm glad we were able to do it for Queued Up as requested.
Yeah,
So
nah, this is of course the reason that we are here. Was it good though, Jazz?
absolutely, it was a lot better than what I had expected. I left the theater like, a movie dealing with bullying, gun violence, white tears, and a lack of accountability. And Zendaya was not the villain. Is starting her 2026 off right. And next, we have Euphoria. Jason,
Mm-hmm.
was it good though?
It was. I enjoyed it, and we did. Like I said, I did had a conversation of going to Andy's after the wedding, but I was like, there's no way in hell I'm going there. That's not what we do. But of course, sometimes plans ain't the plans, and they become the plans, and they ended up there together in the end. So that was dope to see how they ended up getting there. So yeah, man. But yeah, I definitely enjoyed this film as well. Definitely go see the drama if you haven't. I mean, if you chose to stay this long, you might as well go see it, see how this shit play out. Because
Right.
we didn't go through everything. We just went through our thoughts and
Yeah.
feelings about it. Again, just straight into it. But again, man, this is our queued up as requested. It is that section or part of the podcast where you can request a movie. I said one more time, a movie that we will review, and we just straight to the point with it. This is a little bit deeper dive, but I feel as if this conversation was a bit more nuanced, and it is a conversation really, really worth having, especially in the climate of the world that we live in with a lot of these things where we've been so desensitized, and we are not desensitized to these things. These are things that still affect us. I have small kids that are in school, and every day they get there, it's definitely on my mind. Like, please, Lord, don't allow one of these kids don't let this be that day. Or the job. Like, these are things that happen, and people today are just, their minds are just in so many different places. So, glad we got to talk about this, Jazz. You have anything else?
Nah, definitely. Thank you for everybody that listens and watches. Please be sure to like, subscribe, rate, review, and check us out for our regular episodes that we drop every Tuesday and also our side quest reviews. We got content, content, content. Yeah.
Gang, gang, man. But this is the Wasn't Good Though podcast, and I am one of your hosts. I am Jason.
I am Jazz.
And until next time, man. Deuces.
Cheers. I'm over here like that. Ain't nobody over there.